Welcome to Hello Tomorrow. Hello Tomorrow is a podcast where we introduce remarkable individuals and their work to the world. A new episode will be available every fortnight on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major platforms. Now, over to Subhash.
Hello, I am Subhash and welcome. This is our first interview in the Discovery series. As a part of the Discovery series, we speak with remarkable individuals and discover their work, their motivations, and what they plan to do going forward. Hello Tomorrow is all about introducing remarkable individuals and share their knowledge with the world. If you would like to support the podcast, you can donate on Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/hello tomorrow or on Patreon at patreon.com/hello tomorrow. We thank you for your support in advance. Let me introduce Vaishnavi Obulampalli. Professionally, she is known as Vaishnavi Obulam and she is a therapist. We will speak with her and know more today. Hello Vaishna. Vaishna is a therapist and Vaishna will be speaking to us about what she's doing right now, how her work as a therapist is, and what kind of challenges she faces day in, day out. Hi Vaishna, welcome to the show.
Hi, Subhash. Thank you so much for having me here today.
So Vaishna, shall we start off with your education? Could you please share with us on your education?
Oh, yes, please. So, I've done my Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology from St. Francis College for Women in Hyderabad. I then later went on to study my Master's of Science in Counseling Psychology in Bangalore. And after a year long break, I went to New Zealand to do my second master's in educational psychology. And at present, I am working as a therapist in Hyderabad.
So, Vaishna, could you quickly share with us a little bit about your work experience previous to the present work?
So, with my work experience, there's a little bit of a lot of things that I've done until now. So, I think my first work experience would be working as an assistant special needs teacher. So this was in Hyderabad as well at a center named This and That, and it is in Hyderabad near Film Nagar. So this was working as an assistant remedial teacher, where I used to provide after school help for primary and secondary school children facing learning disabilities. So through strategies, I assisted children in developing proficiencies of sentences, writing, reading, comprehension, assisted in the stimulation of deficits through various activities. And so I did this for, I think, around 6 months. And then I quit and I went on to work as a counselor in Hyderabad for 6 months. So this included mostly working with children, as that was my first interest and love for working with children. So I did do a lot of counseling with the younger age groups, but this was again for a very short period of time, as I did want to study. And in New Zealand, there was not much work that I did. It was just 4 months of work as a behavioral specialist that I did, where I used to conduct assessments and mostly support children who had autism. So it was either me conducting assessments or assisting other professional behavioral specialists in developing frameworks, safety plans, and behavior support plans for the child, as well as developing the child's caregivers awareness and skills in positive parenting, and how they can provide better support for the child they were caring. And so after this, I went on to work as a relief teacher, which is, I think, in India, we could term it as a substitute teacher. And so as a relief teacher, it was again working with a lot of early childhood and primary children, and providing support for the teachers to build safe and respectful class environments. Yeah. And I've worked with students to reinforce skills and their learning processes that was initially introduced by the teacher, and then and I would guide the children in reinforcing those skills. And now presently I'm working as a therapist in Hyderabad at a center named Pause for Perspective, which is in Begumpet. Yeah, that's been the journey for now.
So, how is a typical day for you at the therapy center?
Um, so I think it's just we do see a minimum of at least 6 sessions, not more than that. I do maximum meet around 6 people, 6 individuals in a day,
Mm-hmm.
because more than that can get exhausting for me as a mental health professional to give myself to for anyone. But I think it's very mundane, a therapist's life. There's nothing majorly interesting. It is just morning, get to work, sit for a few hours, give myself to an individual as much as that individual is giving their selves to me.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing majorly interesting per se. It's sitting for 6 hours and being there for someone. And yeah, that's about it.
So, could you speak to us about the kind of clients that you see on a daily basis?
So the clients that I see personally vary from an age group of children to adolescents to young adults. And so when I say young adults, it's mostly I prolong it to around 30 years of age. So it's around 6 years to 30 years of age that I work with. And I look at the moment.
Sure. So, could you please talk to us about how you look at mental health in the present day?
So when we say mental health, right, it's such a broad term. So it includes also our emotional, psychological, and social well-being, right? We tend to, I think, not focus so much on social well-being or emotional well-being, and the emphasis is usually provided on psychological well-being. So mental health would be an umbrella of these three terms for well-being, right? And well-being is just being comfortable with where we are or who we are as individuals, be feeling healthy, feeling comfortable, or just safe with our state of being, right? And
Yeah.
it really includes these three terms that which are very easy to miss out on.
Mhm. So, the reason why I asked you about how you perceive it is because nowadays a lot of individuals, it can be a child, it can be
Mhm.
individuals in their adolescence or young adults or even grown up adults, they all go through a lot of emotional and mental turmoil, and they perceive it to be something that they cannot or should not share it with others, which will build up in themselves over time. What kind of a suggestion would you give to such people, and why should they seek therapy?
So maybe I would answer the second question first, of why an individual may want to seek therapy, and maybe then go on to how that could be done personally as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think so with therapy, there are a lot of misconceptions, right? That, therapy is for broken people, or therapy is usually, to help fix or maybe cure an individual. And these are the misconceptions that are very common in individuals. And I think it's also because the lack of awareness or education around this subject or this area. So I think there's no one to blame for that first. But yeah, as you know, therapy is not a medical treatment, right, to eradicate something, or where the best outcome is a cure.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy, I think, helps individuals basically uncover their own personal strengths and learn new skills that will allow them to deal with challenges or even life in general better. So it provides individuals with those inner and outer resources to deal with the ups and downs of life, of everyday life.
All right. All right.
So, more than because we feel like therapy is not for the regular, general, or normal, these are the terms we use of, it's not for normal people. I don't have a mental problem to go for therapy, right? But therapy is more of just learning about yourself, discovering about ourselves, and how we can go ahead and improve that self of ours, which is already doing that great, and learning more skills that will help us do better and grow better as individuals. And So that is basically what therapy is to me.
Very well put,
And
Vaishnavi.
yeah.
Because listeners, therapy is for anyone and everyone. You can seek a therapist. You can talk to a therapist at any time. Or,
Yeah.
if you are not nearby a therapist, you can speak to a loved one. You could speak to someone who cares for you and is open to listen to you. But then, if someone is seeking therapy, Vaishna,
Hmm.
what do you suggest them to do? Where do you want them to approach?
So if someone is seeking therapy, I would first say please read up on what sorts of therapy are available and what you would be comfortable with, and what you would be willing to approach. And the first thing, if you're going to a therapist, please read up on the education background, their work background, and if they're qualified to be a therapist, which is very important. I see a lot of individuals missing out on checking up on their therapist, and even if the therapist is not online, there is no harm in directly asking your therapist about their qualifications and what they've done and their experiences as well, because you deserve to know who you're sharing with, and because these are personal experiences and they do hold a lot of importance to you. So this is the first step that I would say anyone should be taking. And also, please look up on what are the areas that you want to work on for yourself, and see what kind of a psychologist or therapist you want to go to. There are various number of different sorts of psychologists. Like there's a clinical psychologist who work usually with a lot of mental illnesses and rehabilitation. There's a counseling psychologist, that is who I am. And there is developmental child psychologist, there's sports psychologist. So there are various number of psychologists. So please read up pointed, and what you're looking for and where you could go to for that kind of support.
Sure. So, Vaishna, as an individual, from our interactions, I understand that you're involved in quite a few research projects. Could you talk about them?
So the main project that I am working with at the moment is, so I work with a child developmental center where I am providing individual counseling as well. So I have been working with a lot of parents of children with neurodevelopmental disabilities. So I have been working with them. I have been working on creating and facilitating parent support groups for parents or caregivers of children with neuro developmental disabilities. And it's still not been formed yet completely, but
Mhm.
work is in progress. And I am hoping it comes up the way I've planned it to. But that's the biggest project that I've been working on at the moment.
Awesome. So, if someone is seeking therapy and does not have the kind of financial strength to do so, what would your suggestion be for them?
So, for individuals who are not able to seek therapy for various reasons, there are a lot of platforms available that provide free individual or family therapy as required. And even the center that I work for at present, which is Pause for Perspective, we provide free therapy sessions as well for individuals who find it hard
Mhm.
to pay for these sessions, as therapy can get expensive, as it's not one session. It is a process, and it does take time. It happens over a period of time, so it can get expensive. There are if not my center, there are a lot of online ways of getting free therapy sessions as well.
Mhm.
But before getting free therapy sessions, and if it is online, it is always advisable to check if it is from professionals. Please do your reading, see if they're professionals, see if they're qualified, and then go for it and then give in. There are a lot of websites which do provide therapy, but they are not from qualified, certified professionals. And this in turn can cause hurt in various ways when not when the professional does not provide the support in safe ways. So please do your reading before getting into free therapy sessions.
And what are the kind of challenges that you face as a part of your work daily?
As a part of my work, I think the challenges that I face are the biggest challenge is the clients that I see usually do not have a lot of external support that they're receiving, and when they come in and they seek that support from me as a professional, there is this responsibility that is built on my shoulders. And I think every therapist can resonate with this, on how that responsibility automatically builds up, or if, even though we don't know the clients personally, right? And we want to be there and support them and provide that kind of whatever help that they're seeking for,
Mm-hmm.
and to provide that to the fullest. So there's always this challenge of, okay, what if I do something that could hurt that individual, or what if they're spending their time and money and coming here, and what if if I'm not able to provide that for them? So I think this is a biggest personal challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, are you also asking for the challenges that the clients come in with?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think the challenges that the clients, or majorly that I have been noticing the clients come in with at present, is a lot of distress and anxiety. Also to do a lot with how the current situation is for all of us post COVID as well. So that has been bringing up a lot of anxiety and uncertainty with all the shifts that have been taking place in every individual's life. So this is one of the biggest challenge that I've been seeing in individuals. And also concerns are, I think challenges would be even to come to therapy, right? More than anything else, coming to therapy is the biggest challenge for clients because there is stigma attached to it. I have a lot of clients who come in and none of their friends and family members know that they're coming in for sessions,
Mm-hmm.
because there is embarrassment, there is guilt that they're doing something. There's also this guilt of, I'm sharing so much of myself in this session. And when an individual shares about themselves, we as humans, we do tend to share about the other people in our lives as well,
Right.
right? Because we're incomplete without the other people in our lives. So there's this guilt of, oh, I'm sharing about them as well, and they don't know about this, and you know about all of this. So there's guilt, stigma, there is embarrassment, there's all of these challenges that come in with a client coming in for therapy.
So, how do you think we can kill this stigma that people associate with?
I think that is a tough one, Subhash, to be honest, because I see how there is a lot of awareness that is being built at moment through word of mouth, through social media. Social media has been a big platform, but I think it's just being kind to people, and being empathetic and helpful, and just I think building that awareness for your friends or family that it is all right to seek a third person's support, especially if he or she is a professional and is certified to do so. Then it's all right to get that help and get that advice. And everyone, we as humans cannot be strong always, and seeking that advice, seeking that help is also a way of being strong and becoming stronger. And I think increasing this awareness is very important.
Sure. So, what are your plans going forward?
So I presently don't have concrete plans of what I will be doing maybe 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line. I do have plans, but I'm not sure of the timeline. I do want to study more. I do want to and study more in my profession,
Mm-hmm.
specialize more, and teach myself more so I can be there for others more. And I also do want to have my own private practice sometime in the near future, hopefully. And I think for the next coming 1-2 years, I do continue working under someone and learning more, because I do feel like it is very important in this field to always have someone who can guide you and support you so you can do that without hurting another person. So maybe, yeah, for now, that's the plan. And studying and building my own private practice is another plan that hopefully will take place sometime soon in the near future. And it's a tough time for a lot of individuals, let it be children, adolescents, young adults, older adults. Everyone's facing something or the other. And as a community, I think we really need to be kind and helpful and empathetic towards each other, because it has been really tough for everyone, especially with COVID and post the lockdown. So let's just be there for each other, stay in touch with each other. There's nothing better than catching up with friends and family. And please take care of yourselves, eat well, and keep active. And do talk about your feelings. There is no harm. There is nothing wrong about talking about how you feel, and that can be friendly, happy feelings, or anything that is upsetting you as well. Keep sharing and just please be happy.
Wow, such a positive sense you have given all of the listeners today. And your voice as a therapist has been so soothing for all of us who are listening to it today. And thank you for
Thank you.
joining us. As I said in the beginning of this episode, the Discovery series is all about discovering people who are making an impact through their work, and as well as with all of the great stuff they're doing. And thank you for joining our first episode that we're
Thank you
doing
so
today.
much.
And we wish you great success as you go forward, and we wish you all the goodness in life. And thank you again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here, Subhash. Thank you.
That's all from me today. Have a great week ahead and wait for my next podcast with another remarkable guest.
Please do subscribe and share our podcast and do join us on this journey of learning.